What's up, ladies and gentlemen? How you doing? Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. Fantastic week. I think you already know the intro by now. I want to bring you a video today that's very, very important and a huge part of your training. That is your nutrition. But I want to talk today specifically about how to meal prep. I'm going to bring out the whiteboard, show you how I think about meal prepping, how I talk to my clients about meal prepping, and then I'm going to show you a quick example of how I meal prep. So I'm going to be in the kitchen, I'm going to show you what I'm doing, and you'll enjoy it. Enjoy the video. So, real quick, how to meal prep as a footballer. I'm going to go over why to do it and then how to do it. As we both know, as I always talk about, you need to have a why, you need to have a purpose for why you do things. Because if you have a purpose behind it and you have motivation to do it, you're going to get it done. So, first of all, nutrition is one of the most important aspects of training and recovering properly. If you're eating right, if you're fueling right, you're going to feel your best when you get onto the pitch. When you get into the gym to do your extra work, you're also going to recover properly. So when you're training very hard, when you're having matches back to back, and you have your nutrition proper and dialed in, you're going to feel much better, you're going to recover better, and you're going to get much better adaptations overall. Number 2, it's cheaper and it's much more convenient. Have you ever come home from training one day and you're super tired and you don't have enough energy to cook, so you either go out and you grab some food that's not so good for you, or you just grab some odds and ends in the fridge? I know I've done it and I don't like it, I don't feel good when I do it. So meal prepping is something that I take pride in and that I do twice per week to make sure that all my food's ready and I'm ready to get the proper nutrition in after training or before training, so I don't have to scramble and cook something quickly when I'm tired or in a rush. Number 3, it's much healthier than eating out. When you're prepping your own food, when you're cooking your own food, you know what's going in your food. The problem is when you go out to eat, they're using bad oils. Most of the time they're adding too much sugar, or they're adding sugar and too much salt. They're adding other ingredients. Why? Because they want the food to taste very good, so you'll come back again. But you don't know what they're putting in their food, in your food. So when you're cooking your own food, you know exactly the proportions, the quantity, what you're putting in the food. Next thing is how to do it. It's easy. You buy your protein sources, your carb sources, and your vegetable sources. Today, I'm going to be real basic. I'm cooking some chicken in the skillet. I'm going to cook sweet potatoes in the microwave. Yeah, it may not be the healthiest. People may argue about microwave, but I don't have an oven, so I'm going to use what I have. And then I'm going to cook some vegetables up on the stove in the skillet. Usually what I do is I have my protein and my carb sources always prepared, and then I cook up fresh vegetables every meal. So that only takes 3 to 4 minutes. And then I just throw the chicken and the sweet potatoes in the skillet, reheat it up, and that's my meal. 2, pick 2 days out of the week that you can get your meal prep done. Days that you have time. For me, Wednesdays and Sundays are my best days, and they're basically 3 to 4 days apart from each other. You don't want to store your food in the fridge for more than 4 days. So generally what I do is I store the food for 3 to 4 days, and then I recook things. Number 3, buy all your Tupperware so you can store all the food properly, you can store it cleanly, and without having any added bacteria come into the food. So you want to make sure you have proper Tupperware, you cover it well, and you put it directly in the fridge. Number 4, get it done. It's simple, it's easy, but you got to get it done. And as I always talk about, the simple things done well consistently is what works. So number 5 is make sure you get it done consistently. Doing it for 1 week, for 2 weeks, for 3 weeks, you may not see proper results, but if you do it for months, for weeks, for years on end, you're going to see massive improvements in how you look, how you feel, and how you perform. and overall it's just gonna aid in your life. So let's get into the kitchen. So welcome to Ricky's kitchen. Not as nice as my last apartment, but we gotta do what we gotta do. All I'm doing is turning up the stove. I use spray olive oil, spray the big pan, and then I'm gonna cook my chicken in this big pan. I'm gonna cook my vegetables in the smaller pan. I'm gonna cook my sweet potatoes in the microwave. I'm gonna take you through it. Enjoy. So I got my large chicken breasts here. Basically all I'm gonna do is kind of slit them on each side and then toss them into the pan. This I find works much better because as I throw the spices on and as I cook it, it gets much juicier. If I leave it without cutting slits inside, it doesn't taste as good and it's not as juicy. So what I'm gonna do is just cut some slits, throw it in the skillet, add some spices, and then throw a cover on it to make sure it comes out nice and juicy. So they're all cut. Just gonna add it into the skillet. Let that baby sizzle up a bit. Little quick hand wash, and then I'm gonna add my favorite spices. Lighting here is actually not too bad. Biceps, alright? Pink Himalayan sea salt. Some garlic powder. Some Middle Eastern cumin seeds. And some paprika. From there, all I'm going to do is just turn the chicken over and add the same spice on the other side, and then I'm going to cover it with a cover. So all I'm going to do is toss this cover on, let it sit a little bit. I'm going to cut my vegetables, throw it in the pan here, and I'm going to cook my sweet potatoes in the meantime. So as that chicken's cooking, next thing I'm gonna do, spray the next pan, smaller pan with a little bit of spray olive oil. And then for my vegetables, I'm using just a red pepper, a yellow pepper, and some mushrooms. Peppers are very high in vitamin C. Mushrooms are very high in vitamin D, so I'm getting that quality nutrients in. And I might add some salad on the side. So generally what I do is I always throw the vegetables that cook the longest in first, logically. So I'm going to throw these peppers in first, let them sizzle up, and then I'm going to throw in the mushrooms. One thing also that's very important is timing your meals. So I have training in about 4 hours, so I like to eat a bigger meal about 3 hours before. So I'm cooking up all my stuff, I'm going to store it in the fridge, and then I'm going to eat a fresh meal right now. So I like to chop up the peppers real small, nice and small, and toss those in. Nice and small, toss them in the pan. What I'm going to do is keep it consistent. I'm going to season it with the exact same things that I season the chicken with. I'm going to cover it, and then I'm going to start cooking the sweet potatoes. So next thing we're going to do from here, cook up the sweet potatoes. Very, very simple. You can do it in the oven. I like doing it in the microwave. I don't have an oven. It's quick in the microwave. All you do is you wash both sweet potatoes, and I'm gonna cook up 4 to 6. Wash both sweet potatoes, and all you're gonna do is just slit some holes, some slits in the sweet potatoes. And all you're gonna do is you throw it in the microwave. Depending on the size of the sweet potato, depending on the power of the microwave, it's gonna be 5 to 7 minutes per side. So For me, for this microwave, it's pretty weak, so I'm doing 7 minutes per side. So as everything else is cooking, I throw that in, and it's a wrap. So if you want to know if the chicken's ready, all you do, take your fork, take a sharp knife, cut into it. Shouldn't see any pink. It should be nice, white and juicy in the middle. I'll show you the end product real soon. So as you all saw, here's the finished product. Very, very simple. Took about an hour, hour and a half. Now we're prepped for a couple days. And here's the final product, ladies and gents. Sweet potato, chicken breast, mixed veg. Let's munch. That's the end of the video. Hope it provided some good value, some good insight into how to meal prep as a footballer. Like I said, try to get that done twice per week. And I'm telling you, it's gonna improve how you look, how you feel, how you move, and how you perform overall. Thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks so much for your support on every single piece of content I put out. I hope all of it provides good value for you. I would really appreciate if you could like this video, hit the subscribe button, drop a comment if you enjoyed it. Once again, thanks so much. I'll see you soon. Peace out.